Well, I guess we can get underway, right? Last week, last session, some skillful integration into the city here, with Deena making her way rather into one of the local colleges in order to get some information on an alchemist, thinking that may be a lead. At the college was Professor Tibblebits, whose brother Roman owns and operates the Alchemists Alembic, which is the very well-renowned alchemist store and learning center, a little of both. She was able to talk the professor into putting in a word for her to work for Roman. And he agreed as long as she would keep an ear out for any business dealings, because the brother kind of butts him out of the business deals. And he's heard rumor that there may be one tonight that he was not invited to and wants the lowdown. Valken and Demalagus went along. Oh my gosh. Had a rough go of it last week. Valken seeking answers for the undeath at the very core of his being. When he was wounded in the thigh along his thigh bone, he saw a rotted out bone with some rotten flesh just surrounding it. Everything beyond that was healthy and fine, but at its very core, undead. Or rotten, at least. So Demalagus sought out some information from one priest within the city, and the cleric rather did not have much information. It actually seemed a little frightened after trying to reveal said information, and quickly sent Valken and Demalagus on their way. They headed to what was it? The Church of Farlangen.
Farlangen was the first one.
Okay.
Farfanugan.
Yeah, is what I want to say. Yeah. Right, you're right. Thank you, Kev. Right, that was the first one. Then they went to the Church of Melora, which is this massive church right on the ocean front. Huge rocks down below act as breakers. 100 and 120 feet or so of these massive rocks keep the ocean from crashing up and sweeping away any of this huge stonework church. Beautiful stained glass windows, long empty cathedral basically inside as they were invited in. They went down to perform, to be part of a ritual to hopefully identify what was going on. The cleric in charge was a little too big for his britches, as he felt confident that he would be able to reveal this. Only to garner the attention of the deity, Shar, who basically grabbed him by the neck and threw him out the window onto the rocks below, and vanished within the darkness, only to appear just behind Valken and whisper, "You are mine," and then disappear again. Then the lights came back on. It was exciting. Crashing waves and sort of it was wild. Anyway, they came home and drank and regaled Thaxel with the tales of all that happened. Here where I am. Yeah, it was pretty interesting, sort of heavy. And Thaxel, what had you done? You had done something before going home to rest, because you had something early on, right?
I think I was drunk.
Okay.
No, I thought you had the headache from the...
Yes, yeah, because I learned all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And
nice.
had a headache. That's why I went.
Excellent.
And then you out of character regretted not coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Really upset. That's okay. My plan is to do it all over again, but this time I'll be there.
Right. Thaxel proposed, let's try it again and see what happens this time. Yeah, so pretty wild. Of course, the group earlier in the beginning of the episode had done research at the library using renting these glasses that allowed them to read information much faster and absorb the knowledge much faster than normal, which led to Thaxel's headache, but also gathering some information and intel there. And so we find ourselves with Thaxel, Falcon, and Demalagus at the inn, I believe, in the morning-ish. Or was it evening time and Deena had went right over to...
Well, Deena had spent the night at the dorms and then gone to the class. And when she left, she had told them that she would be back probably like late afternoon dinner time.
Okay.
But the professor was going to take her directly over to his brother's because he was on break right then.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I think you
It's
were
like
already over or heading there.
All right.
Yeah, like right about lunchtime, maybe a little bit before.
Okay. Neat. We'll put
And
it
I
like
assume that's
11:30
probably
then.
when me and Demalagus probably would have woken up. Because we
Yeah.
got drunk.
All right, yeah. So after a long night of possible nightmares, who knows? Unpleasant night of sleep, at least for Demalagus, based on how we've seen last night. We'll pick it up there with Deena currently walking through town with Professor Tipplebits and everyone else at the inn. I guess if we pick it up with everyone at the inn, in case you guys are going to engage with anything, we'll know to tie it in.
So if it's morning, I'm going to go ahead and go find breakfast.
Okay. Demalagus will at one point in the morning join you.
I'd probably get myself together and then go down.
Well, let me retract just a little bit. Before I go to breakfast, I want to send a message to my lover back there. What's his name? Tassos. Hey, boy, hey.
Oh, lover boy.
Oh, lover boy. Let's see. It's going to be short and sweet. Let's see. Okay, Tassel's going to be in her room for a minute while she's thinking about this.
Okay.
She's thinking.
Okay, so Thaxel's thinking. So I guess we'll jump over. Well, while Thaxel's thinking, Demalagus still asleep. I'm going to say tossed and turned. He doesn't require as much sleep, I don't think, unless it's just high elves. But really rough night, and only first thing in the morning was able to actually fall asleep. He's asleep. We'll say Falcon's snoozing. Deena, it's like 11:30 or so. We'll skip ahead a little bit. And Professor Tipplebits here is pompously walking you through town. Beautiful, young student on his side. He's constantly trying to hold his arm out for you.
Was completely inappropriate. Who's totally inappropriately dressed for this because she was working the night before. Didn't bring spare clothes or anything, so she's very inappropriately dressed, which is not doing anything to decrease the amount of attention that's being drawn to them.
Right. Excellent. So you find your way through town up towards the Gilded Enclave in the northwestern section of town. And instead of heading up towards the docks, you head a little bit off to the west there. And massive security here. Large gates, way too many guards, way more than are needed. Very tall, 25, 30-foot stone brick walls. And Professor Tibblebits takes out his papers and even though he doesn't have to, likely, he still does for show. Yes, this is a guest of mine. She'll be joining me today for a stroll.
Deena's got her arm tucked, got a hand tucked into the corner of his arm, definitely doing the whole, yeah.
Yes, and they're like, you're good, Professor. And they raise the gate, and you walk into the other side of this wall. It's like night and day within the city. Whereas outside and the rest of the city, it's sort of like packed down loose stone for most of the roads. Here, it's beautiful. This blue and white stone, cobblestone roads. Beautiful laid out sidewalks with trees planted, growing every 15 feet or so. Everything's super well kept. Houses sprawl up to the sky. Tons of security. Even in here, you see a lot of guards. Most of them have a particular set of armor. Let's see if I can see what. Of course, I don't have that written down. They're wearing armor that's has what appears to be almost like a scepter in the middle, with a couple loop-de-loop curly-doos that come out in opposite directions on either side. Gold stamped onto the heavy silver armor they're wearing. He walks you through a number of his residential area. There's a lot of recreational areas in here, parks, pond, all man-made. A lot of magic being used for daily things. You see ever-burning lights in the, even though it's daytime, they're still burning. Of course, they're ever-burning fires in the lamp lights along the street. It looks like a utopia in here, basically.
No zero lot homes at all.
Right. All right. And he guides you all the way out towards an area with access to the port-ish. There's some, it's all locked down, but there's an access for all goods being shipped here to the ritzy stores and such. Seems to come through this gate.
Does everybody have to show papers to come in? I mean, do you have to live here, or
Yes, dear.
What about the people that work here? I mean, how do they?
Well, some are. Most that work here take residence here as well. They're indentured servants, or they take a brand for a family, but they live and stay with a family that owns the business.
Well, I don't know if I can do that. I can't just stay. I have my other job and my work, and if I get into the school and classes.
A wanderer's heart. We truly have so much in common, don't we? Would that I could. You shouldn't worry about that, though, certainly. If this is a brief means to an end, if this is something that you wish to set up long-term, then that can be discussed. However, I feel that, at least for the time being, this should remain temporary, as a means to help one another. Yes?
So just for tonight then, and then, what about after the meeting? And
I would imagine at least a week's worth of work. It's common practice here to consider it a probationary period for both you and the employer.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't have anything with me, just what I'm wearing, and I mean, my things, and I mean, I don't really have a room, but I've got them stashed somewhere, and I mean, I have people that the taverns where I play at night, and I have to let them know.
Well, I'm sure my brother will supply you with whatever wardrobe, god-awful wardrobe, he's supplying his workers these days, as well as some quarters if you require them. However, you'll also receive a temporary stamp that will allow you, and only you, access to the Gilded Enclave here. If you are not chaperoned by a resident of import such as myself, then the guards will escort you to and from work. You are not required to stay.
Oh, okay. 'Cause, I mean, I just, a few things I need to, tonight at least. I mean, after tonight, I'm sure it won't be a problem, but just for tonight.
Certainly, it'll be your option.
Thank you. After all, I do need to report back to you as well.
Yes. Well, we're almost there, dear.
Oh, it's really beautiful here. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, yes, it costs a fortune to stay here, reside in the Gilded Enclave, but the security alone is well worth it. Taxes are ridiculously high as well, but they pay for everything you see before you here.
Yes. Oh, you'll have to show me where you live sometime.
Yes, indeed. Well, here we are. The Alchemists Alembic. And it has, it's this grand building, a lot of window space on the front of it. It looks like there was an initial large building, and then there were some additions built on to turn it out like an L-shaped building, as well as extend on the other end. There's a wraparound porch on the addition on the right, and a lot of spires up on top. It's has clapboard on the side of the wooden clapboard, but it's a wood or a stain at least that you haven't seen before. It's very rich, almost to a maroon. It's like this brown, like a mahogany, deep mahogany. Gingerbread shingles up on top, and again a ton of window space with very large panes to be able to see inside the building. A grand set of French doors allow entrance as Professor Tibblebits heads up and bows slightly as he opens the door for you. Please, after you, my dear.
You're muted.
She has never seen anything this ostentatious in her life. Nice. Done with better taste, but not this ostentatious. So she's just goggling. Just, oh wow!
Excellent. As soon as you step inside, there's in this main foyer. It seems to be a shop where they sell most of their goods, and there's this wonderful aromatic smell of cedar. And you see this beautiful wainscoting around the entire shop area. It's this cedar tongue and groove, beautiful chair rail, and it's sort of a pearl white paint above that, but it has sort of a shimmering iridescence to it. Finely crafted shelves, a bunch of detail into everything here. The bullnosing off the side of the shelves, the counter, the corners have these beautiful etched out grooves that just really bring this place to life. Very antique-y.
Now, did they tell us what the Algorn's tears are used by alchemists to make?
Let me take a look. I don't think that they.
I can't remember if they told us that or not.
Let's take a
I think
peek
they
here.
said that they didn't really know what they fully do.
Yeah, they knew that there were magical uses and alchemical uses, and then unknown uses because it really isn't out there in the world to be tested. But they were unsure of exactly what.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she would assume like water-based or that kind of thing. So she's just going to kind of, like the kid in the store with the hands behind the back, looking at everything on the shelves, looking for anything that might match what Algorn's tears that she thinks it might be used for.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check if you would.
Alrighty.
He's attempting to parade you around this shop front anyway, taking the scenic route through the different aisles just to kind of show off that he has another young student on his arm.
Yeah. So that's a total of 3 with a natural 1.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, first roll of the night. Yay.
You look around, but you don't see anything based on the description you got with the water having a torrent to it and the aquamarine glow. Nothing stands out like that in here. There's an entire range of potions and poisons here that go from very basic and standard all the way up to fairly elaborate. And you see through a doorway the left end leading into the corner of the L-shaped building, the main section of the original section of the building. It seems to be an area where they sell components for alchemy supplies in there, tools and components. You can, as you walk near that doorway, you can smell that musty earthen smell of different herbs and such. He brings you toward the counter and lifts up like a bartender's flop in the counter and walks you through, just nods at the man working the counter and kind of like looks over at you and then just back walks through the door into the back.
She keeps her eyes down or on him.
Okay. And you head up a set of stairs. You're in the back of the building now, and as you head up the stairs, it's about 10 feet forward, 8 feet up, where it hits a platform and loops around and goes back up another flight of stairs. There's a window that overlooks the docks district back here. And you continue up into a hallway that goes left and right. Numerous doorways down both directions. He turns right, head again back towards that main original part of the building. And as you reach the end of the hallway, there's a rather large single door, heavy wooden door. Has a beautiful brass handle that just sort of etches out like that. Has a bit of a dragon's curve to it. And he knocks, and you go, "Come in." And he swings the door open, and you walk into this office full of old antiques, things like large wall mirrors that have golden leaves around the outer perimeter, busts of people from history, it would seem, probably none that you would recognize, bookshelves, reading chairs, and a massive desk that is almost like a semicircle with a huge window with translucent white window curtains drawn closed. And sitting behind it is Roman Tibblebits. You can immediately tell because he looks very much like the professor, only a little more weather-worn and a little heavier. Oh, yes. And who are you bringing to me today? And Professor Tibblebits replies, Yes, a young lass here from my class. She's looking for some work, at least for, the customary week or so. At least wants to try her hand at it, and I know that you've been a short-staffed as of late. I thought, well, why not help my big brother out? And Roman kind of scoffs. Yes, of course. Always thinking of helping a brother out, yes. Well, come over here then, young lady. Tell me, what's your skill set?
Well, I can clean. I know a little bit about magic, and I'm very good at cleaning. I mean, mostly I've been working at the taverns, just playing and music and things, because I can make. They won't hire me as a cleaning girl in most of the houses.
Well, yes, cleaning, that's good. Yeah.
But I do know a little. I do know some about magic, and I can do a little bit. And she pulls the hair back so he can see the scales.
Well, found yourself quite a specimen this time, haven't you? Yes, well, I suppose
she blushes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him just do a quick roll and see what's a 1. He has no clue, sucker. Oh yeah, well, yes. I am in need of a scullery maid.
Well, I mean, I was hoping to learn more about the alchemy, and I mean, could maybe work in the lab, cleaning the dishes and things in the lab for mixing and such.
Well, I must say it's not so often we find someone looking for earnest work. Usually people are here to learn the secrets of alchemy or just to get an autograph, and he kind of looks over at Professor. But, yes, I suppose, yes, you'll do. Very well. Can you work?
She kind of bops a little curtsy. Thank you, sir. I'm a very hard worker. I'll work very hard.
See that you do. Well, I'll need you working, tonight.
All right. The professor said that you might be able to let me start right away, and that would be. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Certainly. You'll need
Thank you.
Yeah, yes, dear. Yes. It's quite all right. No need to humble yourself. Please, see, head down the hallway, 3 doors to the right, and you'll find Marie. She'll see that you're fitted with an outfit appropriate for the position, and you can start right away if you wish. I'll need help at least through the night until maybe say the midnight hour or so. You'll be paid well as long as you work hard, follow directions.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I will.
No. Wonderful. Very well then. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, dear.
Deena.
Ah, Deena. Lovely name. He kind of looks at the professor. It seems that and he takes a moment as he goes to talk to the professor and pauses. Yes, well, off with you, dear. Please, see Marie if you would.
She's gonna kind of look at the professor like, is it okay for me to, he's her safety, he's her.
He looks like, oh yes, dear. He's excited to show you off to his brother too. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So she'll turn around, and there's a little bit of extra sway in the hips as she's out the door.
Professor watches like a dirt bag.
Yeah. Well, he is, and she's taking advantage of that. So
he really
works out. It all works out.
Awesome. The professor closes the door behind you, and sound you can hear just the beginnings of a conversation as you walk down the hall. 3 doors to the right. If that's where you're going, anyway, what would you like to do? Doors shut.
Oh, jeez. 3 doors to the right. Okay, she's going to miscount and start opening doors. She's going to do 3 doors to the left. She's going to go down the hallway and do 3 doors down on the right, down that hallway.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right. So you make it to the first, the 3 doors on the left, and this particular door seems to be locked. Do you want to try anything with it?
I don't know that she can. She'll try knocking.
Okay.
She's tried the latch, it's locked, so she's going to try knocking on the door and see if there's an answer.
Oh, wow. This dice keeps rolling like ones. You knock, and there's no answer.
She is going to then pull out her thieves' tools.
Ah.
She's still not proficient with them, but she's been practicing.
Okay. Neat.
Yeah, so go ahead and do...
Yeah.
All right, so just a dex check then?
Just a dex, yep.
All right.
And I'll keep in mind that you're practicing with them as you work towards proficiency.
Yeah, that's a 5, and that dice is going away.
Nice. Seems like while it's a fairly basic lock, it's really sturdy. So probably slightly more advanced than your typical lock. And after a minute, it's just it's not working. Let's do a roll and see. Okay. Just as you're packing up the tools, the door swings open from the other side of the hallway. A woman walks out. Human woman, maybe mid-40s, really curly black hair. Has like a kind of a round, pudgy face that you want to pinch your cheeks. Excuse me, dear.
I'm sorry. Somebody had dropped something. I was just cleaning up.
You hit work?
The professor. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm looking for Marie.
Oh, well, you found her.
Hello, Marie.
Hello.
My name is Deena.
Lovely to meet you.
I'm one of the professor's students, and Mr. Telebis was kind enough to hire me for the next week to get some experience to work. So
lovely.
I was told to come find you to find something appropriate to wear. I'm supposed to start right away.
Lovely. Gosh, please come in. Where are my manners? Please come in. She swings open the door for you. And in here it's a bit of a smaller room, about a quarter the size of the office you had just been in. There's a beautiful carpet, paisley carpet with a bunch of different shades of green from mid to dark. Beautiful tan tassels on the end. A desk that's a modest desk. And a number of armoires as she walks over and opens one up as she's talking. Oh, well, yes, we've been short-staffed for quite a while. I'm glad that the professor's brought someone around that is here for work rather than just entertainment, shall we say?
Yes.
And she takes out a couple of maid's outfits, essentially, not like French maid Halloween costume,
right? Yeah,
but sort of
a true maid's outfit.
Yeah. And holds up a couple next to small thing, aren't you? Well, she hangs them up and gets out another one. And this will have to do for now. If you decide to stay after the week, and if the master decides to keep you, I'll make some adjustments here to see that it fits just right.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And she just immediately just starts changing.
Yes. Oh dear. To be young. Of course, she's only like in her mid-40s, but she just has that sort of disposition of,
yeah. And Deena's like, there is no privacy where she comes from, when you.
Nice. Well, yes. So she kind of turns and goes over to work on some sorting some stuff out on the desk. And well, what are your qualifications after all?
Well, I mean, normally I play in the taverns and stuff. But I was taught to clean. I can clean really well.
Wonderful.
And it just a lot of places don't want to hire me.
Is that? Oh, because of the yes, and the she's kind of looking back as your tail's wagging around. It comes off the top of your butt there.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, shame on them, I say. Shame. Never judge a novel by its cover. Oh.
Yes. So, but I do what I can, but I am a hard worker and I learn quickly and I'm stronger than I look.
Excellent. As you finish putting on your outfit, she turns on. Oh well, aren't you just a vision? Well, yes, I'm a hard teacher, despite my wonderful disposition, and I will make sure that you do your earnest day's work, and I will also make sure that you are paid accordingly, though. No one will be on your side as much as I am, so if you have any troubles or issues with anyone in the house, another worker, or even the master himself, come and see me. Well, I'll make sure they're set straight, dear.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
And she bobs a curtsy.
Oh, nice. Oh, no need for that, dearie. No need for that. Please, let me give you the layout of the house and show you the areas where you will be allowed and areas where you will not. And we'll start in the kitchen, I believe. But first, the tour.
Yes.
And she goes around and gives you a tour. The areas, the addition that you entered in that has the wraparound porch and the shop, you're allowed in the lower level of that. You're allowed upstairs with her or with the master. She names a couple other people that run different positions in the house. And they have different colored clothing based on their rank. So you have like a grayish light blue and white ensemble for the maid outfit uniform. She has like a dark gray and rosy light reddish pink. So that's a color for the next rank up, basically. And then there's some with a very light green, like a worn, like an acid wash green. These colors are sort of like give that appearance of clouds, where it's like acid wash jeans, I guess, the only thing I can think of in my head. Green one for another level. Anyone in pink and green can escort you around the house. But no one except for pink and green and the master of the house are allowed in the new addition on the other corner that brings the building out like an L. And the very top floor of the original building, only the masters are allowed in there, unless the master says, you come with me, no one else can invite you in there. She then brings you down to the kitchen and shows you. Oh, good.
Deena's gonna ask her. Well, I'm a student. I'm hoping to be a student of the professors, just to study alchemy. One of the reasons why he got me this job here was, I'll work, but I also want to learn even if it's just observing or washing the equipment or whatever. I how I mean,
Easy, dear, easy. Please, no need to be so tense. It's a wonderful goal, certainly. I think that I have a good feeling about you. Let's start you in the kitchen here, cleaning some of the equipment, and then we can work a little on organizing some components. It'll also give you a good understanding of what herbs are used for what purposes. Very good, solid foundation, I think.
all right, thank you.
Yes. Prove yourself here, and perhaps you can work or assist on something a little more advanced. The master has been known to do that from time to time, certainly.
Oh, that would be wonderful. He had said something about that I would be needed until about midnight tonight. That
Yes.
There's something going on.
Yes, word is there's something to be going on tonight. However, it's this same meeting or whatever it is the master's called has been scheduled and canceled at least 3 times already. So we will work to be prepared. However, we'll see if it actually happens this time or not. But midnight, please. Yes, that will be the perfect hour. Yes, I'll be here your entire shift. So.
Oh, all right. So it might not happen.
It may not. I only say so as it's been cancelled a number of times, but it's essentially our job to be prepared in case it does. Make sure the instruments are cleaned thoroughly, sanitized, disinfected. Yes, not a spot.
Well, if the meeting, what would we be doing during the meeting?
Oh, likely we'll be on call. We may be cleaning other areas of the house. It depends. Truly, it's up to the master and his needs. Sometimes, usually he lets us know ahead of time. However, with whatever he has planned, he hasn't given us any detail.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Certainly. All right, let's get you started.
Yes.
And you head to the kitchen, and she starts showing you, the different pieces of equipment and how to clean each out. Not only clean, it's like the 3-basin system where it's like you're washing it, you're sanitizing it, and rinsing it.
Yep.
And all right, we'll jump over to Faxel, who's sending a message to Tassos.
Yes, and I made sure I got it to 47 characters.
Nice.
Good. Okay. Characters, because well, whatever. Words.
Mhm.
You get it. It's fine. Okay. So in her sweetest voice ever, not really, she's gonna hold the, what is it called? The ascending stone.
Yes.
And kind of close her eyes, and she's like, she says, "Good morning, my dear. I hope this message finds you well. The news you sent was very well received. I can't believe you caught that sack of shit for me. I will make haste back to you as quickly as possible. How do I ever repay you? Send."
Nice. Okay. Oh, Tassos. You don't hear anything yet. Yeah, I'll let that sit for a minute and see. Awesome. So you send a message off, and you feel the sending stone do its work. And you know that likely you'll receive a reply. So a little bit later, Valken comes down, Demalgus, nursing his water skin, trying to clear the headache he has from the drinking the night before and the really rough night of sleep.
And I'm going to be with them at this point.
Okay.
turning to Demalagus saying, damn, you look like shit.
And I feel like it too. It's not an easy thing to witness. He still seems shaken.
I mean, are you feeling okay? I just checked to see if like his forehead's hot.
Oh, ooh, make a medicine check.
Let's see. Medicine. Okay. 10.
Okay. Its temperature's up a little bit. It seems like shock or something else is taking place, and his temperature's high, and he's a little bit out of it.
Do you need a beer?
I don't know, honestly.
Sometimes that helps. I'll get you one. It looks like you need one. And then I flag the staff.
Oh, neat. Okay.
And just kind of like point, be like.
They immediately run over and top you off and get you. Yeah. Malagus sort of nurses it. Oh, sits down. Let's try perhaps some breakfast, I think. Pulls up a seat and tries to order something, whatever he wants, bacon and eggs. As Valken comes down as well, down the stairs, just behind all of you, both of you.
25 degrees.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would I be like kind of anything additional to just kind of like the like, well, that was kind of freaky last night, or is it just like Demalagus kind of got messed up?
I'll say it's up to you on how you feel after seeing that. I'll say that would be very harrowing to see a deity like face to face, to look at one, especially to have it come up and be like, "You're mine." So however you want to react to that and play him.
Yeah, I think all Falcon's kind of like he's shaken a little. He's shaken from seeing that, but he's gonna try to do his best to kind of ignore it for the most part, or try to figure out like what exactly is going on.
You look like shit too.
Do they have pancakes?
I will make them. Make you pancakes. Hey, Susie. I'm assuming her name is Susie.
Yes, dear.
He needs pancakes. Now. Please.
Cake for breakfast?
Pancakes.
Cakes. So.
Do you not know what pancakes are?
Perhaps you can describe them for me?
Out of character, do they not know what pancakes are in the D&D universe?
Well, maybe some places, but for fun, they don't in Xanguard.
Do I need to come teach you how to make pancakes? I was just taught. Like a month ago.
Oh.
Yep. Okay.
I'm
going to push her to the kitchen.
yeah. Go. Yes. Oh, good. She kind of push her back into the kitchen, and you teach her how to make pancakes.
It may not be pretty, but they're going to be pancakes.
Nice. Yeah, they're sort of like extra brown, and the middle's like super baked through it, like it's super thick, with extra brown on either side. And she brings them out.
She's coming like, I'm coming back with like this tray for all of us, and I set it down in the middle, and I just grab like 4 and place it on Valken's plate, and then I place probably 4 onto Valken's plate, and whatever's left is going to kind of to me.
Nice. The other 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a hungry lizard.
Thank you, Malagus. Thanks. She kind of looks over at Valken and then back at you, starting to eat.
Yeah, now make sure you eat it all.
He takes a fork and
Susie worked very hard.
I'm like buttering them up and then like putting them in my mouth and chomping on them, and like there's little pancake bits flying out because I have a beak.
Do they have chocolate chip? Did you put chocolate bits in them? Because they're always better if you put chocolate bits in them.
Axel's not that fancy.
Nice.
If they have powdered sugar, I'm totally putting that on the pancakes.
What's that?
Awesome.
What?
As if Falcon's eyes could even get any larger, his galaxy eyes kind of widen at the taste of delicious morning pancakes. Even though they're a little burnt and a little extra fluffy inside, they're still pretty.
Are they okay? Are they good?
They're good. Much better than those pancakes that that they would make in the Underdark.
I did
I
a
don't
thing.
want to know what they used instead of flour.
I don't know.
Yes, they're yes, quite all right.
Well, they better be.
Thank you. Yes.
She worked so hard on those.
And he continues to cut with a fork and knife, nice and neat little pieces of his pancake off and eat it. All right, so as you guys finish breakfast, and Demalagus is drinking a bunch of water. He's nursing the beer. Clearly, he liked the pancakes as he finished his plate. And
Good.
Falcon, has finished it, even though there's a bunch of crumbs everywhere. Like 90% of them were eaten. The rest is crumbs. What would you like to do as you wrap up breakfast?
Has anyone heard from Deena?
No.
I believe she said she might be back this evening.
Oh, like super late? Okay.
Dinner time, I think. But
Yeah. If not, we could always send her a message.
How? Oh, do you have a spell?
Yes.
Oh, that's
quite
right.
interesting.
Yes.
That's right. But mine has more
Yes.
characters.
That's how we ended up meeting that person.
Gotcha. Yes. Axel's drank since then and slept since then. Randy's trying to hop on.
Yay!
Randy, the spinny wheel of
Randy?
death and destruction.
Is that
Randy!
you?
He's a wizard.
Oh,
I love
Say yes.
pancake.
hey!
Now just the Malagus love pancake.
Yeah, I specifically asked.
He
Malagus.
Are
Okay.
they well-made pancakes or are they kind of burned?
They're slightly.
They're slightly burned, but it's not my fault.
And he really likes them.
Okay.
Why? Because
He likes,
Drow like burnt things.
yes, death and despair pancakes.
All right, there's my connection. Yeah, Drow like bitter foods, so I think a burned pancake would be right in his palate.
A pancake
good.
and pancakes and beer.
Yeah, I got you a beer. Sorry. Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Which I had you nurse gently, but mostly drinking water, like figuring you were unfamiliar with how to deal with a hangover.
Oh,
So
right.
Axel's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, try a little bit of beer." And like, okay. So you're nursing that, but drinking a boatload of water, figuring that's hydrating.
I'm trying to care for you as best as I can.
All right, and then Deena. Boop, boop. All right, did I get that right? Valkyrie attacks with Malagus. Okay. Just want to transition the old Nematrons here. Here we go. Alright.
I would probably end up saying to them after that whole. Oh, when's Deena's?
You're breaking up.
Oh, let me adjust that. I would probably say after the whole. Yeah. When's Deena gonna get back? I want to try avoiding killing another cleric, but I think it might be useful, considering that she is sister of Shar. See if there is a church to saloon in the city.
Oh,
Or
they got a
saloon.
saloon.
Is it saloon or saloon?
Saloon.
Saloon.
There
Oh, we
Whichever.
pronounce it saloon in our other. I don't know.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I know nothing.
Layering. Pronounced layering.
And see if they might be able to offer some insight, even because I wouldn't want to trust Shar. If one even exists here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, no, it just got really quiet. Like, I didn't have the video up,
Oh.
and then it just got perfectly quiet.
Yeah.
And like, oh, tell me Discord.
No, we all still here.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, what say you to that? All right, well, I guess is that
Anything?
wraps up? That's him. I think he's talking to Thaxel and Demalagus, right? Just asking about, since he doesn't want to kill another cleric.
Oh.
Yeah. I was talking to you.
Sorry, I thought you were. No, sorry, I thought you were like questioning if there was
No.
anywhere. Okay, just kidding.
I was saying that I would want to do that. I don't know if was saying I don't know if there was any truth to Salune, but
We can find out. I want to go.
sure.
I'm gonna go see this god, deity thingy. I've never seen one before. I'm gonna go. And then if a cleric dies, then I can't. I'm sorry, but let's do it.
Yep. Okay.
Oops. Oopsies.
So I guess we would probably ask somebody, like, probably not the waiter, but like probably.
Oh, I can
somebody
ask Susie. Susie!
Yeah. Yes.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
I want to go to church. I think, but I kind of like this one god thing called like Salune.
Yes.
I think she like worships the moon or something. I don't know. Do y'all have that here?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh, that sucks.
Yes, I'm sorry. That's most worship Melora. Having so many seafaring folks here. I believe there's a number of smaller churches, but can't say that I've seen one or heard of one pop up that worships Salune. Salune.
She goes by many different pronunciations. I like Saloon. I don't know.
Of course.
But I try to worship her whenever I can because, you know,
Good.
moon life.
Ah, yes, of course. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. She's the one that taught me about pancakes. Okay, well, if you don't have one here, then you can, we may need like another round of like, I don't know, I think they need water, but I would like maybe a beer. I don't know. Surprise me. Off you go.
Yeah, of course. She heads off. She comes back. She surprises you with a cup of coffee. Steaming hot beverage comes out. Like, what's this in this huge mug? Sets it down. Careful, it's hot.
It's like you're in my head.
That is my job.
You are now my favorite.
Very well. If you need anything, let me know. Hops back off to the bar area.
Cool. All right, Falcon. No salute. I tried.
Oh.
You want to go try a different place? Like a different churchy place?
We could. We just need to warn them to not try healing me, because they might die. Not that I care that much about them, but we don't want to get run out of town.
Huh. Well, I say we at least go try to talk to the cleric somewhere else. And I guess just go from there. I don't know. Do you like this sharp person? Like, I think we said no.
No.
Okay.
I'm kind of a little bit frightened of her at this point.
Okay.
And I don't really know why she wants it.
I don't either. That's kind of cool. There's a girl that wants you, Falcon.
Yes, but all of them kind of want me for nefarious deeds and not really.
Well, have you tried going down that road before? It may be fun for you. You never know. Or not. I don't know your life. Let's go find a cleric.
And what say to you in this? What say you to this, Demalchus?
Well, I was thinking, considering our experience, maybe a good idea to learn a bit more about your situation, but not incur the wrath of a dark goddess while we're doing it. And I doubt she'll know if I'm reading books. I'm thinking I might stop by the Vault of Knowledge and do some research.
Just don't wear those glasses. They gave me a splitting headache yesterday.
Well, did you wear them for more than 2 hours?
Well, yeah. I had like 3 books I had to read. How else was I going to get it done?
Well, there's your issue.
They did not come with a disclaimer. Can I sue? I'm going to sue.
I don't think it's worth the effort.
You don't know me.
Of all the dark things we traffic with, we hardly need to bring lawyers into this. I'm funny.
Is the big,
I'm laughing.
big bad evil guy confirmed to be a lawyer?
That's Bardock. Now it makes sense. I get it. Okay.
Bardock, attorney at law.
Well, I have nothing else to do with my day. I guess we're going. I don't want to read, though. Is there something else to do?
You could find out about the Wizard Tower.
The Wizard Tower?
Yes.
Yeah, am I really the best person to go out by myself and ask for, like, an inquiry about a Wizard Tower? As I talk to Falcon. No! Falcon and I could go do it! And then you could go to the Vault of Knowledge. We're the best people for this job. Come on, Georgie Porgy.
Okay, as long as I don't have to agree to be your pet.
If it comes up, you just gotta go with it. Oh my god, can I make you a collar?
No. Just no. No.
But
No.
But
no.
what about a leash?
A harness?
A harness? I can find you a little bell. Whenever you walk, it goes ding 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 ding, and everyone will know that it's you.
This will kill my kill my ability to stealth away. Kill it.
Well, I mean, if you're having to be stealthy, just take it off. I'll make it detachable when we get into combat, you'll be like, "Pachoo!"
But I'm still wearing like a stupid harness. Then.
But it won't jingle. I'll make sure it won't jingle. Oh my god, and we can get like this cute little like leather thing. And I don't know how to spell your name, but I could write Georgie Porgy. And everyone will know you're my pet. Yeah, we do. Just play along. I've never had a pet.
No collars. Or leashes.
But you'll wear the harness.
Like something that Demalagus might be into, considering his heritage.
I mean, whatever he does behind closed doors is none of our business. But for the record, the leashes are fun.
Didn't need to know that.
Nice.
So you're so good on the harness, right? Okay.
What? I never agreed to the harness.
Hey, you said no collar, no leashes, but you never said no to the harness. So we're gonna get you a harness with a name tag and a bell.
No.
And I'm gonna go find. I'm gonna go. Oh, hold on. I have a skill. Ha 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 ha. Where is it?
At this point, Demalagus is just gonna leave. While they're arguing, I'm just gonna go to the Vault of Knowledge.
Excellent. You start heading across town over there.
Oh, I can only use it with. I can only harvest bones and oh, Falcon. Let's go kill us a boar.
Where are we gonna find a boar in the middle of a coastal city?
I don't know.
I don't even think they have forests nearby. I think they probably do actually have a forest nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know my way around a forest. Okay, I got this. And then we're gonna kill a boar, and then I can harvest the bones, and I'll make you cute little darts like I did at one time, and then I'll take the hide and make you the harness. Ta-da! It is my gift to you.
Wouldn't this take an extremely long amount of time that we could be using to just go and find information? Because it's gonna take a couple hours to track.
I have
go
hours.
Into the forest, track a bull, kill the bull, tan the hides, build a harness. Like, we're talking probably like maybe 2 days.
I mean, how long are we going to be here? Let's be for real. Probably going to be here a while.
Why don't we just go and find information?
You were just no fun. Okay, I'm going to put this on my to-do list later. Maybe if we get back to Ikram. Oh, we need to go back to Ikram. I have a present waiting for me. Actually, I have 2 presents, but one I won't talk about. But maybe my darling can find us a boar. Oh, no. I'll talk to him tomorrow, and I'll have him just ready it for you. So by the time we get there, it'll be ready. Oh, my God. This is so great. I'm so excited. And Daxel's going to take out, like, a pen or paper, whatever she has in her satchel, and she's going to make a note. Ask Love to make Falcon a harness.
Excellent.
How about a cool hood, like Hawks wear? Like a cool hood?
Oh my God. Do you want like a helmet? Oh my God. Okay, no, it's happening. It's happening.
You mean like a falconry hood with the
yes,
with the 3 feathers? Yes, and the blind. Yes.
Oh my God, it would be so good for you. Like to focus so you're not distracted and focus. It increases attention. to detail and knowing where your target is to where you can attack and not something else. So see, I mean, there's so many benefits to this. Okay. And Falcon Helmet. As she finishes scribbling on her little notepad.
Okay.
I'm just rolling my eyes this whole entire time.
Galaxy eyes are rolling around.
Like, can owls roll their eyes?
I don't think so. I'm more just like face palming and just like.
You'll thank me later. It's gonna be okay.
Exciting. All right.
Where did Demalacus go?
He's long gone. You look around.
Yeah. And before
we
find
rude.
information, we should probably check the notice board just to make sure that there isn't anything for like, oh, wanted, murderer of cleric.
Oh, we could check it. Yeah. Let's check it. But seriously, if we're gonna leave the table, at least say goodbye. I took care of him and gave him pancakes. The last time I took care of his drunken ass.
Is like the notice board, like town notice board thing or whatever it is, job board nearby? Because I assume that they would probably.
Yeah, in fact, you are near both the clock tower, wizard's tower, and the guard barracks, where the wanted poster board is set up. It's all right there at the entrance, the southern entrance of the city. As you both find your way outside, it's a 60-second walk over to the notice board. You take a gander, and nothing has changed. Nothing new, and nothing's been taken down. So thankfully, no mention of dead clerics.
Okay. I'll have to check that later. Just to make sure.
Okay. And it's, late morning. It's about that 11:30 noontime hour, almost lunch. And, you look up, the sun is high in the sky, and it's risen just to be just behind the very peak of this several-story, 6 or 7-story wizard's tower that just looms over this section of the city. And you just kind of take a gander at it, like, well, that's what Demalacus was talking about.
So there's a tower. I see a clock. What do we do now?
So is it high noon?
Oh my god. High noon. No,
that might be the wizards.
So I know we're not supposed to just walk in because I think people have died. Who do we ask? Do I see, where's the nearest shop?
Let's see. You're standing in front of like the guard barracks, just inside the entrance. There's a tavern that you just came from. That's basically the entrance gives way to a very wide street that has a barracks on one side, a couple of adventurers' gear stores along the other side, and then as it heads north, it splits into a T. And the inn is just on the opposite side of the T, and then it kind of loops up and around the city. So there's a number of shops if you wanted to go up either side. There's shops right across the street from where you are. The adventurers stores, gear stores.
You said there are guard barracks right by the tower?
Yep, you're like looking. You're standing in front of the wanted board that's right in front of the guard barracks.
Oh, so there's not like guards like guarding the actual tower.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Are there any beggars nearby?
Oh, damn it.
Are there any beggars nearby?
Let's see. Where would they be in a city like this? Not near the guard barracks, but you can walk around and look if you want.
Yeah,
I say we just go talk to the guards. And like we're on a tour of the city.
I don't think they'll know much about the tower itself. They don't really seem like the type to actually try to go into.
All right, fine.
it might be better to go into a slightly seedier part of town. They seem like the type of people that might try to actually heist or break into the tower.
There's a number of people walking through the streets too, merchants, citizens, and all that. So.
Yeah.
I grab the one nearest to me.
Ah! It's like this teenage boy, like 16 or so. What do you want?
Hi! Oh my god.
Just kind of looking at the guard barracks building, like.
It's okay.
Like
it's okay. Do you think I would do anything right in front of the guards?
I don't know.
Can you just? Shh, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, can you just? You're hurting my arm.
Oh my gosh. Okay, if I let you go, will you run away, or do I have to chase you down and bite you?
No. I won't. I won't run.
Okay. I let go of his arm and just stare at him.
Okay.
Such a good lad. Do you see my little pet right here? His name is Georgie Porgy. He goes by Georgie. He can do tricks. Do I see him do a trick? Hey, Georgie, do your little owl trick where you go, woo!
You're not going to charge me for this performance, are you? This isn't like one of those scams.
I turn my head upside down and then I flip him off. But the flip off is more directed at Thaxel.
Nice.
No, I'm not going to charge you. It's okay. God, take a breath. So,
yeah.
How much would you pay for a performance like this?
Nothing. I mean, if it means I get away unharmed, maybe. Well, I don't know. What do you need?
You see this lovely tower right here?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm taking my pet on this wonderful last journey because he's a little sick.
Okay.
And I'm taking him on this like bucket list. And we wound up in this gorgeous town, right?
Okay.
So he's already seen the sea. He's already seen the boats. Like,
yeah.
We even visited the dockmaster. That was pretty fun.
Okay.
But we've heard a lot of stories about that statue that is like the hero statue. And then we heard there's like history of the tower, and he's been asking questions about it. He talks, but he's a little shy around new people. What's up with the clock tower?
You didn't have a problem flipping me off a minute ago. That doesn't seem very shy.
It's okay.
He has.
Sometimes he has anger problems. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's okay. He'll be handled later.
Okay. So what do you want to know about Pramash, Udamar, or you're asking about the tower?
Yeah, just the tower. What's up with that? Is there any like souvenirs that we can go get at the tower, or like what's inside, or do they have tours we can like go look up at the top? I don't know. Tell me. You're from here.
Well, it's the Tower of Hidden Truths. It used to belong to a bunch of really advanced mages. They sort of protected the city and such, but they left the city some years ago. They just vanished. One day they were there, and the next day they were gone. Well, there's no tours because it's a really dangerous place. There's a lot of traps. I think that's what the stories say. Some thieves have tried to go in there and steal stuff, and never really make it that far, or don't come back at all, or in one piece, or the same. So not too many people try and get in there anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean yeah.
Darn, I was hoping I could show, Balkan the view. Not Balkan, I didn't say that. Georgie Porgy, the view of this beautiful
Nice.
dockland city thingy that I don't understand why you guys live here because the smell of the ocean is sickening.
Yeah, I mean it takes a little getting used to. Well, there's no guards or anything. I mean, I think anyone's free to enter the tower.
Oh!
You really. I mean,
we should just be very careful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've been such a good help.
Oh, good.
I won't bite you. You can leave.
Okay. Thank you. And you see him walk. It's firing down the.
Does this
dirt
tower
path.
have any windows, or is it kind of like it's a tower that's completely solid stone all around?
You do not see from the sides that you've looked around any windows.
I'm gonna say to Thaxel, wait here a moment, and then I'm gonna fly up and like.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Nice.
Oh wait, I probably can. No, I can't. Can't fly.
Curses. Yeah, you fly up, and or what do you do as you're flying? Like, how far away are you flying? Are you landing on it to look anywhere, or
I'm more of like I'm not going like super close, but I'm going pretty close that I can just kind of like fly and kind of like scan the like surrounding like. Because I'm assuming it's just like a straight up tower, right?
Yeah, it's a very cylindrical tower. It's built with this stone, bricks basically of this like a quartz, like a very white, whitish hue with a marbling of a more off white, but it reflects a boatload of sun, and there's a big lightning rod on the very peak of the tower. It has blue shingles along the conical roof top that covers the tower. Very phallic, as I describe it.
That's what's not complaining.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that. But no windows as you fly around, or you don't spot any entryways, except for the grand door at the base. Next to two giant bushes, circular bushes. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Is it like just like a pointy roof at the top, or?
Yeah, it's conical.
Something.
Starts at a point and comes out, as a cone would. Slight sway outward, and
I'm gonna try landing on like roof.
Okay.
And hopefully I don't end up getting like smited the instant. You get smited and you fall
strikes.
Okay. Reroll your character.
All right. You land on the roof. These blue shingles appear to be stone or slate. As you land on them, they're a little slick, but you manage to get your claws in and sort of just you're standing on the roof now. Nothing seems to happen yet.
Clouds gather.
Clouds gather. Smite. I guess if I wanted to like check for like if there's like anything sort of like I guess runes something, would I have to have a ability or
you can make an
something?
Investigation check while you're on the roof to see if there's anything of note.
That would be 9.
Okay. It's not
plus,
a super high DC.
Yeah, 10.
10? Okay. So you look around and you see near the very apex. So there's this lightning rod on top that comes down to a base that's actually like a bracket, a circular bracket that sits around a circular stone cap. Yeah. So there's like 2 inches or so in between the lightning rod bracket and then the circular stone that it's sort of fastened to and runs down wherever. And as you're looking in that gap, you see towards the very center what appears to be a little recession, like a circular recession, like maybe that pushes down or comes out or something like that.
So it's like basically like an indent or something in the...
Yeah.
How big would it be?
About the size of a quarter.
I guess like I touch it or try pushing it or something.
All right, you reach your claw in, and you press the button.
You get zapped. It's a joy buzzer.
So that's actually sort of an interesting effect. I rolled a d6. So you press the button down, and you feel a quick, like an electrical buzz. You do. It's like, like you're plugging an out, plugging something in an outlet, and you accidentally touch the prongs. You pull your hand back, and as you're doing this to like get that buzzing feel off, you see your arm and hand shrinking. Your body shrinking.
Wait, so my whole body is shrinking?
Mm-hmm.
Do I see this?
Make a perception check as you're like, I imagine you'd be watching him.
Oh yeah.
With advantage, because it's pretty easy to spot him against the white.
But I am really high up. Isn't like the sun kind of also eclipsing?
Yeah, it's...
Gosh. Oh, okay. I don't math. 24.
Nice. You see just that. You see Valken sort of looking around, and you see him climb up to the top of the roof and like looking in under the lightning rod. You're watching him reach his hand out. You're like, no. And you see him press it. You see him shrink down, and his form change into a snow owl.
I'm gonna make him a collar now.
Wait, so like I can't talk now, or forever long that bell is.
You have an intelligence of 2. So here's what you have.
Bird.
You have given that's it's interesting because it's actually unrelated to you being an owl. So the fact that this is happenstance that you ended up as an owl with the roll of a die. So I'm actually going to give you a little bit of a bonus because of the happenstance. So we'll say your intelligence is probably going to be like a 3. Which is like an enlightened creature, I think. I'll look that up. It might be 5. Whatever an enlightened creature is, you'll have. So you can't speak, but you have like very basic, you can understand language. Any language you could speak in your regular form, you can understand and at least make like little gestures toward it. But essentially, yeah, you're a snow owl, which I'll send you the stats for, but you have an armor class of 11. You have 1 hit point. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and roll a d4. It's 1d4 minus 1. Let me actually let you roll for it. Just... you're white. You have white feathers with the spotting of brown and black along your back and wings. Very, very faint, though.
That's a 3.
Okay, so you have 2 hit points. You have a walking speed of 5 feet, a flying speed of 60.
Okay, so basically my same flying speed.
Yep, you have dark vision out to 120 feet. And I'll send you the other stuff, but essentially you can fly by. The owl doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of an enemy's reach. Keen hearing and sight, which gives you advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or sight. You have a melee weapon attack, which is your talons. It's a +3 to hit. 5 feet, 1 target. It's 1d1 slashing damage.
Yeah.
Which means 1 damage.
Pretty much just like face palm.
Yeah. You see, so you have enough wherewithal, Valken. While you don't have the same level of comprehension that you do in your regular form, you understand like, maybe I should head down, and I know who Thaxel is. Just some basics.
Would I be like about like the intelligence of, I guess, what would be a wizard's familiar type of thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm a smart.
Come to
I'm
mama.
the equivalent
Come
of
to
a
mama.
smart cat.
You take flight and head back down to Thaxel. And that's where we'll take our
I hold it.
break.
Ah,
No, go ahead if you
I'm
got
gonna hold out
something.
my arm so he can perch.
Are you gonna?
Because I now have a legit pet.
You are drawn to perch. I mean, it's up to you, Valken, but with your intelligence, you are sort of like, oh, good, a perch.
I'll land on the perch, and then I will take a dump on her arm.
Yes.
And that's where we'll take our bio break after.
I love it.
After Valken's bio break.
You know I'm bigger than you. I can claw you, right? Right?
Yes.
You can eat him.
I know,
Well, the
like
bird's gotta
I
go
could
first.
eat you.
Owls can like do some of that stuff, but most of the stuff they're like pellets.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll do our 8 to 10 minute bio break. I'm going to make a fresh, warm cup of coffee this time, and get you back here shortly. Yay! Oh, I like the poster. I can't hear you, Deena, but I like the poster. I just saw it behind you there.
Oh,
What
thank
is it
you.
about?
Beautiful.
Thank you. That's actually Anna had got that, and she doesn't have a place for it at her new house, so
Okay.
she gave it to us to hang here.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, it's the party from last campaign.
Yeah, it's the Vox Machina Critical Role poster that they did, and it's signed.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
yes, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it was a present she gave to herself. So
Good for her.
Yep.
Amazing. All right, catch you soon.
all right.
Uh-oh. I wonder if that means it's going to die soon. Oh, my knee. I took an arrow to the knee. Frank, well, late break just popped in. Yeah, late break. Frank. Falcon was flying up to the top of this wizard's tower, the Tower of Hidden Truths, and found a button to press, and did so. And then shifted down, was altered into the form of a snow owl. Unrelated to him actually being an Aarakocra owl. And then he flew back down to Thaxel, who was down on ground level, and pooped on her arm. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. We've got Deena up in the Gilded Enclave, the super ultra ritzy section, in the house of Roman Tibblebits, the alchemist, and one of the owner and operators. It's a family business of the Alchemists Alembic, and she's there really to gather information for herself and the party, but also on behalf of the younger brother, Professor Tibblebits, as he has heard through the grapevine that Roman's going to have some sort of business meeting tonight, to which he was not invited. So we've gone kind of back and forth. Demalagus is heading off to the library, the Vault of Knowledge, do a little more research. And I'm enjoying a fresh, hot cup of coffee. Delicious. The last cup I made, it sat for like 45 minutes before I drank from it. Please let me know too, Chad, if my volume cuts out. I use a separate microphone here, my Rode shotgun mic, and the light is red instead of green, which makes me think the battery may die soon. Thankfully, I have another 9-volt battery right here to swap it over to. So, no, don't die on me now. Anyway, yeah, they're in this exciting port city, Zangard. The Gilded Enclave looks sort of like a utopia for rich people. Beautifully paved cobblestone streets, and the sidewalks paved with very... I'm trying to think. It wouldn't really be red brick, because that's sort of like some bluish white bricks with some of that black marbling in it for the sidewalks, and there's trees, gorgeous trees planted every 15 feet and perfectly taken care of. Parks and a little pond, ritzy houses, ritzy stores. Right, Frank? I've tried it maybe like 3 times in my life. It does. It has this almost like a burnt flavor to it, and I get that all it's doing is like oscillating the molecules faster to heat it out. But it's like, well, why do things taste so different? Like, I get cooking something through, it'll do it further out than inside initially, so you get that rubbery, overcooked outside without any direct heat, so it gets rubbery. But coffee, I don't get it. It does. It just alters the flavor too much. Ugh. It's like refried beans. For a very short time, I cannot stand beans. I strongly dislike beans, I should say. In very few cases will I eat it. There's like a sweet potato recipe I have that has just a few beans with some diced onions and tomatoes and some sour cream, and for whatever reason that tastes good if there aren't too many beans. Refried beans, when I was in my late teens, I was like, okay, I like these. For whatever reason, I really dug the refried beans, and so I heated them up, ate some, refrigerated them, heated them up again, and they were the most disgusting thing. I mean, like the next day, not like a week later or anything. It was the next day, and it was so foul that I haven't been able to even smell refried beans since then. Ugh. So reheated refried beans is where I draw the line, I guess. Oh my goodness, tasty. Oh, 1 week till Christmas. Yes. Tomorrow's the last day of school for the kids. Yeah, same for you, Frank. Nice. Oh.
I returned.
Oh, I just saw that. How cute. She's so cute. Boop. Alright, what else do I have to do? Right, I need to find Deena's tweet and retweet it. Ooh, 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 ooh. The right stuff. Take that, everybody in chat. Ah, I have never heard of that, Frank. It sounds good. I mean, if it's very garlicky, it's got to be good. Garlicky's the best. Oh, I made nachos today, and usually I'm just like, all mine. I just make it for me. But because the kids were here, and I'm like, you know, it's dinner time. Like, okay, I'll make it for everybody. A little too spicy for them. Except for my youngest, Liam. It's like, no, I don't like nachos. It's like, all right, so I made him something else. And then he's like, can I try some nachos? Like, all right, but they're spicy. No, I don't like spicy. Okay, I'll try spicy. Like another 2 minutes later, okay, I'll try spicy. Okay, and he loved it. I was like, it's unlimited milk. Milk's on tap tonight, so this is gonna be hot. So they're all glug, drinking their milk. But Liam did fine. He had like 4 of the chips. I'm like, I made this other meal, man. You can't keep eating all the nachos. Oh, it's so good. We let the kids. Well, I let the kids choose what they want for dinner on their birthdays. And Liam wanted pizzadillas that make a little. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
No, please explain. I'm lost.
Right. Pizza and tea. Awesome. Oh, what did Lily want? She wanted tacos. She's all about the tacos. I can't remember what JJ wanted. But anyway, Dana wanted nachos. And I was like, okay, I thought we were going to have my in-laws down as well. I'm like, okay, we're going to need, I totally overshot. Got so much more cheese than we were going to need. And then my in-laws didn't come. And it was like, I was just, whatever I was thinking when I was doing the math was wrong. Just wrong. It's so much extra cheese. So I used this giant saucepan, to, you know, like a witch's brew with all the cheese that I had in there. Like 2.5 pounds of meat, of beef, but I swear we had it for like it was the most unhealthy weekend ever because it was on like a Friday. So we did it for dinner and there was so much left over. So we did it for Friday lunch, then we did it for, Saturday lunch and Saturday dinner. And then we got into Sunday, and finally Sunday lunchtime we finished it up.
That's just making my stomach hurt. Ugh.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. We were all like at lunchtime like, yum, shoving it into our faces at that point because we had to finish it.
River's gonna play for me.
Oh, hey River.
No,
Are you being cute?
she's being something.
Oh. Hi.
She's a stealer of the chair,
Uh-oh.
and she didn't want to move,
Uh-huh.
so I made her move. And then she's like, I sit here now.
Nice. Well, if I can't sit over there.
We had to close the doors so she would stop barking at everything.
Oh. I hear this. I hear that.
I think one of our neighbors got a new dog or something, and she's not familiar with the park. Wait it. This was chapstick. But yeah, she's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then poor Sammy over here, all he wants to do is just lie down on the bed. And I went to go change because I had to change. I should not wear hoodies anymore on D&D night because it's just so hot.
Nice.
Yeah, he just wanted to curl up, and I said, no, we gotta come out.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
I broke his little heart. I know.
Oh, time to cuddle? I love you so much. No.
No, his main thing is if he sees like a piece of clothing on the bed, that's now his.
Nice. I'll lay down here.
My hoodie's on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and then he just kind of curls up. I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
Not yet, buddy.
You're not spoiled.
Nice. Oh, tasty.
Y'all are just gonna have to watch me snack. So
No worries.
just let me know. Okay,
That's fine.
But your awesome Santa hat reminds me I need to make sure I've got mine for next week. I broke the kids' ones out. I thought there were 2 more, but there aren't, so I'm just going to have to borrow one of the kids.
I couldn't find ours either, so Matt went and got one.
Awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll have to pick one up. I've got a giant melon, so I don't know if any of the kids' ones are going to fit now that I think about it.
I will not be wearing a hat, but you'll have my pretty face, and that's all that matters.
Yes. The greatest Christmas gift of all.
Yeah.
That's what Christmas is all about.
Now am I stuck as an owl?
You'll have to find out. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Whew. Oh, delicious.
But yeah, there's a giant. There's a bunch of white goo now over Thaxel's.
Yeah, you know what? While Demalagus is getting set up, we can jump in on Falcon and Thaxel. Yep, Thaxel, Falcon's landed and taken a little squirt or whatever it would be. I guess for an owl, a little pellet. Boom.
Yeah, it's like you know how normal birds have like white stuff when they go and take a dump on your car. Yeah, it's the same thing.
I thought owls had pellets, though.
Yeah, they've got the little.
They have both.
Oh,
Really?
gross.
Okay.
I'm gonna make
I
you
can share a
lick that
picture
up
of an
later.
owl dumping, but I don't think you want to see it.
That's
All right.
gross, Randy. Ew.
So that happens, and you're like, oh.
I give him the worst, scariest snarl I have ever given a foe.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
You're not flinching? You're dumb. Flinch.
Wait, do I
true.
know enough to like be like,
Oops.
I did.
Curses
Good.
Discord.
I'm good.
Oh, good. Whew.
And at that moment, I turned into a normal Valken again on top of...
It worked. Yeah, I think that you're in like primal mode, so you would definitely be taken aback by the snarl.
Woo, 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 woo.
Don't do that again. And I go to the nearest fountain, if there is one.
Sure, it's right by the statue there of Kramash.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna wash my arm in the fountain.
Nice. No one says anything to the giant lizard folk.
And her
Druid
owl.
that's cleaning, yeah. With the owl now on her shoulder whenever she cleans her arm off it. Come on, Jimmy, let's go. And, mothers ushering their children away.
We're not going to find any information.
Well, but now he's just like on my arm after I clean off, and then I'm going to move him up to my shoulder, be like Harry Potter.
Nice.
And to everyone, I guess I'm like going to head to the Vault of Knowledge to go find Malagus because Valken is not Valken. And everybody that we pass and be like, look, is this my pet? That's my pet. His name is Georgie. He's so cute. Georgie.
Yes. People rush off fast.
Look at him.
Yes, beautiful.
Have you ever seen an Alfred pet? I have an Alfred pet.
He still has his galaxy eyes despite the rest of his features looking like the snow owl. All right, you make your way to the what is it here? The Vault of Knowledge. Now, yikes, boop, Malagus, you've been there for a little bit, so what would you like to do or research here?
So I was there to search a couple of things. I'm trying to find out primarily some information about Valken's situation with somehow being partially undead and owned by a dark goddess named Shar. So that'll be probably the first thing I look into.
Okay. You're directed down to the floor that contains, once again, deities. There's a different floor that deals with the business of Undeath. Which would you like to look at first?
I'm going to start with deities first.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check to see like what kind of knowledge you're able to find.
Oh, nice. Okay, and my investigation is a 7. So that gives me a 26.
Whew. All right. So much the same as... Where are we? That's not what I wanted. Sorry about that. Let me pull up. Here we go. I'm going to put in Twitch chat the link for Shar. This is essentially the same that Valken found the other day with his research on Shar, the Mistress of Night. It's a goddess of darkness and caverns, so essentially the Underdark. She presides over caverns, darkness, dungeons, forgetfulness, loss, night secrets, and the Underdark. She is the counterpart to her twin, Selune. And as you read through, you find a little bit of information on her and the battle between light and darkness and other historical pieces like that. Oh, I can't mute, but I've got to sneeze, maybe. Maybe not. Hold it in. Okay. Oops, where's my mouse? Here we go. Let's see. Yep, the Time of Troubles goes through that in here. Okay. Yeah. And so you find all that information, which is a fairly comprehensive bit of of details regarding Shar. If you look towards the Undeath next, that one's gonna be a little trickier, but go ahead and roll an investigation check for the Undeath aspect.
All right. I mean, that's not terrible. 14.
Okay. I didn't write it in there. That's funny. So you find, of course, a bunch of generalized information on Undeath. Some deities that are all about Undeath. Shard not particularly being one of them. What do you know of the fight that they had in the caverns in the Dwarven City? Like, how much did they relay to you, if anything, about the details? Any details?
There's a fight in the cavern by the Dwarven City.
There were the drow that came to collect Valken, the giant skeletal arm, things like that.
Right.
I just don't know what they told you. Anything.
I think we probably would have told him some of it. Or we probably would have told him, or I assume I probably would have told him about it on the trip to here.
Yeah, we did have time to talk.
Because it was like, what, a week or something?
I don't know. We could roll and check my memory, I guess.
Let's actually, I'll have a Valken roll, and if you get an 11 through 20, we'll say that you shared great detail.
Okay. Let the dice.
Yeah, that's enough. That's a 13.
Okay. All right. In that case, as you're looking through Undeath, there's a deity that a greater deity that is referenced frequently. You can't really talk about Undeath without talking about Kelemvor, the Lord of the Dead and the Judge of the Damned. And how Undeath goes against the way that he deals or views things. He feels that there's a time for death, and people should be judged at their death, and then they move on to wherever they should be sentenced. Undeath goes, of course, against all of that. The symbol of Kelemvor is a giant skeletal arm and hand holding golden scales. I feel like with your background, the sage background, and intelligence level, as it is, without having to do a roll, that would at least pique your interest as something that seems to be correlating, and you think, okay, if there is Undeath, and there was a battle between these Shar acolytes of Shar and this giant skeletal hand, maybe there's something to this Kelemvor deity, which would require you to go back to the deity section.
Back again, sorry.
As you're heading back to that other floor with the deities, Thaxel shows up with an owl on her shoulder. Snow owl.
Am I in the same area that Malachus is, or am I going to go hunt for him first?
It's up to you. I'd say that if you arrive and you're like, hey, where's the drow that came in here? They'll probably be like, oh, yeah, over here.
That's what I'll do. Just like nonchalantly, just like...
We're watching him very closely.
And then just like not even... I don't even know that there's an owl on my shoulder type presence. So I'm just going to just walk on through. Thanks!
Yes.
And I go and find Malachus.
You head down to, I think it was the 5th floor that had the deities. And
I think I was on the 3rd floor when I
oh right, Thaxel is down on the 5th floor. So 3rd floor, thank you, Valken.
I take the stairs, by the way. Stairs.
Taking the elevator, goes as you walk by. And
nope,
head down the
not
stairs.
today, Satan.
Nice. The big hall on elevator. And as you walk down the stairs and through the area, you see Demalagus with a stack of books next to him on a table, just finishing up this final book. He closes it and sets it down on the stack and looks up to see the two of you walking in.
Hey!
Hello, Daxel. You have an owl.
I have a pet now.
Nice.
He's now called Porgy, formerly known as Valken.
Well, what? That's
So-
an owl. He can turn into an owl. How
I kind of would I recognize my name or like my actual name?
He's gonna fly over and poop on me now.
You
Great.
recognize Demalagus and probably your name. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fly over to Demalagus and like kind of like cuddle
Damn
up to
it.
him
You stole my pet.
on his shoulder.
I am gonna go find someone to make me a collar and a leash for this thing and train him right. God. Because I'm a druid. I know how to do these things. I don't know.
Well,
So-
he and I have spent some time together. What the hell happened?
Funny story. We saw this kid and he told us all about the tower, how there are no tours like going on, no souvenirs, like they don't even have a gift shop, like how rude. And this owl over here decides in his bright mind to fly up to the very top and touch something. And then he went, phew, you know, he's dumb.
Yes,
a
maybe we
bird.
could get him a leash. Honestly, he shouldn't be allowed to make his own decisions. Oh, but he's so cute and pretty.
Isn't he adorable? I've always wanted a pet. We're going to call him Georgie now until he is Valken again. Deal?
Sure,
Okay.
sure. So he was trying to break into the.
I
prison
coo in
tower.
protest.
Nope, no. Bird. You hush. Georgie.
Let me take a look at him. Let's see.
You can roll an Arcana check if you want, Demalagus.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll perch right here.
Of course you will. Okay, that is a 15.
I also have animal handling as a proficient in it, so just to keep that in mind.
Yes, and you can definitely use it with Owlkin
Georgie?
here. Yeah,
Yes!
Georgie. Because of his, yeah. Okay, so Demalagus, not only do you detect the magic, feel the magic coming off of him, you can tell that it's very clearly from the school of what the heck? I just had it in my head. Transmutation.
Transmutation, yeah.
And oh gosh, let's see. It's probably like a 40-minute walk here. You feel the magic fading at a slow rate. You imagine another 20 minutes or so.
Okay. Do I feel like it's something I could dispel?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Wait, what are you doing?
Well, I could remove the
No!
magic.
No. Here's he will never learn. He will never learn unless you let him suffer. You let this little Georgie suffer while I go find him a leash.
I kind of like I don't even know if owls have eyes, but I kind of like just glare at her.
Let some feathers bunch a little bit.
I mean, and think about it. Why would you want to use one of your spell slots on him at this point
Oh,
in
it's
time?
fine. It's fading anyway.
Thank
All right.
you.
Oh,
Let
fine.
him suffer. Oh my God. All right. So apparently it's really, really trapped. Or like there's lots of traps. He didn't even do any investigating.
I would have assumed. Did you learn anything useful about it other than it's trapped and they don't give tools because it's a wizard's tower and of course they don't give tools?
At this point, I land on the table so that he can kind of see me better.
You
And I
knock some
just kind of
books
shake
over.
my head and like, no. No.
You flutter down. Your wings hit the stack of books.
No.
Books topple over on the floor.
Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
the kid really didn't know a whole lot. It was actually kind of useless. It used to be ran by a bunch of mages and wizards, and suddenly they all vanished. It's empty. It's been its way for like, what, 8 years or something. I don't know. But he said a lot of people don't go up there because it's trapped, supposedly. I guess people have tried and they've never come out. Maybe. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of good stuff up there, and I kind of want to go check it out. But
Right, yes.
not very good. Like, I'm good about stealthing, but not really that good.
I can do all right.
I mean, I can transform into like a bug or snake. Oh, I could be a snake.
That may help a bit.
Snake.
You know, we may want to talk to Deena about this. I know she's got some skills that could come in handy, especially since...
Oh, I would never go without her. But that's a good idea. So I know. So we know for sure the top is trapped, and it makes you dumb.
Yeah, so it would be more ideal if we had Rhea here. So I know she's got the right skills, but I do believe Deena dabbles, so she should be able to help, and she's a dab hand to spells too. Should be good. Gosh, it does seem actually we've got the right combination of skills. We should discuss this more in private, though. This is sort of a public area. So I was doing some research into what's going on with Valken. I do believe we may have a couple of deities involved here. I was just about to research the second one.
Oh, well, I mean, we're not doing anything. You mind?
And if you want to do anything to him, you've got 20 minutes or so.
Perfect. Okay, well, I... Do you have any, like, hide, leather, anything that I can craft with right now? I'm feeling really crafty. Devalius.
Let's see.
If she comes over to to try to like me up or grab me or whatever, I'm gonna fly to like the top of one of the bookshelves.
I have animal handling. I can pin you down.
Yeah, she'd get to do an animal handling check.
I'll do it.
See how it goes.
I'll roll. Are you gonna fly away from me? Do I have to snarl at you
I feel
too?
like somebody collected some leather, some hide from something.
I
could always check my inventory.
From the cloakers. We took leather from the cloakers, but I think those ended up getting made into boots or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have.
I don't know if we have any strips left.
Poison. 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 No. Dang it. I really wanted to make him a collar.
You probably have rope.
I have rope. I take out my rope and
tie a rope around a rope thing.
Nope, it's happening. I'm gonna tie a rope around Georgie's neck delicately. I don't want to hurt the poor thing. And I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna grab him, right? And then I'm gonna like set him down, and I'm gonna have the rope in my hand, and I'm gonna say, "Come on, Georgie! Come on!" This is what I'm doing for the next 20 minutes.
Perfect. All right. So as you approach him to sort of get like this, the rope out, kind of walking up, go ahead and make an animal handling check because you see him get ready to fly away.
21.
Yeah.
Can I make it counter roll?
Well,
Dex.
You're dumb. You don't know. Just let it happen.
I'm enlightened.
Let it happen.
Nice. Let's see. What would you roll? You can roll a... You can roll a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage, which will be, it won't be yours, so just roll a d20, Valken, and add
that's a
+1.
3.
Okay. Then yeah, as you do, she's able to, she kind of calms you down with some, I mean, she's a druid, she knows, you know, the sounds to make her like, all right, you know, Saxel, and it's just kind of calming. She puts it around your neck gently, gives it an intricate knot, and kind of scoots you off the table onto the floor. And yeah, she has you, you know, on the floor with essentially a rope leash behind you. Just
Come on, Georgie.
If Rubius McClure is the person working on this floor today, so I feel so sorry for him having to have to see all this craziness.
That's awesome.
I will show you off. Look at my pets. Hoo-hoo.
Demalius, you head back to the, I guess which floor were you on? The deities.
We're on the 3rd floor of deities.
Okay, so we'll say you sort of just, you know, sat down then. You go ahead and pull up, make an investigation check, rather, for books on Kelemvor.
Oh, yes. Okay, that is a 23.
Woo! Alright, I will put in chat the book of what you find in our Twitch chat. Kelemvor. Formerly Kelemvor Lionsbane, also known as Lord of the Dead and Judge of the Damned. He's the god of death and the dead. Let's see. All right. Okay, he's fair, yet cold. He's the god of death and the dead. He's the most recent deity to hold this position, following the footsteps of Jurgal, Mirkul, and Sirik. Unlike these other deities, whose rule as gods of the dead made the afterlife an uncertain and fearful thing, Kelemvor promotes that death is a natural part of life and should not be feared as long as it is understood. As a result of his deep respect for life and death, he holds the undead in the uttermost contempt. Were the big pieces of that, of what you learn. And as you're reading, about 15 minutes into reading, after you find the books and stuff, you hear as Falcon shifts back into his humanoid form. The rope far too tight for his humanoid neck.
Oh no! I should probably
I
fix
start
that.
clawing at it.
Are you gonna shit on me again?
Just untie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear I'm so sorry, Dexel. I didn't mean to take a dump on you. I will never, ever do it again.
I'm gonna die.
Just tell me sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I guess I can help you. I take my dagger
cut it open.
and then, in all seriousness, I point a finger and I was like, "You will never do that to me again."
Don't touch the button at the top of the tower under the lightning rod.
No shit.
Well, at least I didn't threaten and hold up a 16-year-old kid that would definitely not know anything.
I'm sorry. If you were so okay, no. Mm-mm. I did.
You said you were gonna bite him.
Well, yeah. If he ran away, I would have bitten him. I'm really good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait, did Demalagus see this?
He's all right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were still in that little circle. Okay. Falcon's back.
Welcome back.
You glance
Hi.
up over your book.
Are you familiar with Kalimvor?
No. I don't think I would be familiar with Kalimvor.
All right, well, we've things to discuss.
Unless there were bard songs about Kalimvor.
You can roll a history check. Yeah, go with disadvantage because there probably wouldn't be too many about Kalimvor, but go ahead.
Figures the first one would be a 20 and the next one would be a 7.
Oh, no. Yeah, nope. Mel just kind of looks back now and goes back to his reading. So another 40 minutes or so. It's getting into, the evening time now for everyone in the library. And Deena, you've been working really hard, so you get, those things cleaned really well. You're just really pushing for like a, good position to be in tonight. And Marie is taken to you and sees that you're working hard and appreciates that. And so you do go from the kitchen and cleaning the tools over to organizing the herbs and other components used in alchemy. And you're able to pick up a few things regarding it. Do you have any proficiency in alchemy already, or not yet?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But she and Thaxel are friends, so I imagine that, when Thaxel's been doing her thing, especially with the poisons, that's something that Deena's been, kind of, yeah, okay. So she's probably paid attention
Neat.
to that.
Okay. Yeah, you get you learn a few things about some of the poisons there, like what to be careful of, make sure you don't get cut by this one. They're thorny, and there's poison in the thistles, and don't get this one; it'll cause a rash, and it has this effect: sleeping, itchiness, this, and the other thing, paralysis, and so forth. So you get you're on your way towards having a proficient understanding of alchemy. Just from, there's a lot of really useful information here.
Excellent. She will definitely be filing that away for future use.
Okay. As the evening rolls around, dinner time, I'll advance time a little bit here. I'll skip ahead about an hour as you take a break to eat dinner. And then the masters of the house take their time to eat dinner. And as dinner finishes and you're just doing some menial work in the kitchen, cleaning out just regular pots and pans, things that were used in the cooking process, you hear a bell up on the wall. You see a string that runs back into the wall. Ding, 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 ding. The bell rings. Marie's like, "Oh, I'm being summoned, dear." She kind of looks around the kitchen like, I think we're done here. Why don't you come with me, please?
All right, Deena does whatever she can to make that dress fit a little bit snugger.
Okay.
Show off a little bit more. Maybe the skirt somehow is tucked up a little bit so that she's showing more leg.
Nice.
Whatever, but it's all very subtle. It's all very subtle, but
Okay.
it's definitely
perfect.
Yeah. Subtle.
All right. Yes,
you got to use it, right?
Yeah. So you follow Marie, and you're heading back up to toward the master's office, Roman Tillibit's office, and you hear bells as you're walking through different rooms in the house. It seems like each main room and along the hallway has one of these bells that's still rings for like a solid minute before they all finally stop. And by then, you're almost at the office. Marie says, "All right, dear. Enter with me, but you may be dismissed. We're being summoned. This is likely regarding tonight's visit. So tonight's meeting. Perhaps it is on after all. So please, don't say a word unless you're spoken to. It's just rules of the house. Let's go in and see what's needed of us." And she knocks.
Deena's going to stay like right off behind her, just just off of her shoulder, kind of mostly 2/3 behind her, but right there on top of her practically.
Okay, neat. Yes, come in. The door swings open, and there's a number of there's a gentleman that's wearing gosh, I don't know. It's not really a business suit. Something lower than that, but it's like a butler's outfit. That's pink. That has the pink like Marie's. And then there is a woman and a gentleman that are wearing the green, and they each have one or two people with them that are wearing the grays like you are. And Marie goes down to the very far side of the room there, and you're all facing Roman Tibblebits. It's standing up. He stands up from his desk. Oh, yes, well, glad you all could make it. Thank you for answering my call. Well, the meeting is on for tonight, and it's going to need to be staffed, but I'm looking for, and he kind of looks around, points to one of the grays, I'll just call you. You? You? And then looks over at you, Deena. Yes, and you. You three stay, the rest of you are dismissed. Be sure that your head of house remains for those that I've called to stay. And so a bunch of them head out. 3 heads of house remain, including Marie and you. Yeah, he's probably not going to give his reasoning for picking you 3, but yes, well, he probably would say this. The 3 of you are fairly new to this house. Whether you're traveling through town and looking for work or not is not my concern. Simply that you're new faces. I must repeat, if you have not been told already. Sometimes the work done here is on the leading edge of alchemy, and thus must remain secret. This is a business after all, mind you. Now, we pay you well for your work and your silence when required. But just know that we take any violation of this oath of silence very seriously. And he kind of leans forward, and he's had like a sort of, not a jolly, but sort of a light-ish demeanor so far, but he kind of leans forward, and he's got a bit of a heavy-set face where his eyes sort of way down and cover parts of his the actual upper lid, and it goes into this light where there's a bunch of light from underneath from his the light on his desk, but not much from elsewhere in the room, and it just looks really ominous. Deadly serious. He leans back. But I have need of all of you tonight. We will be serving some local lords and ladies, and dealing with some rudimentary experiments. If you do not wish to handle this task, please say so now. If you do wish, you will be compensated with 3 times your normal daily earnings. And one of the men, there's a man, a woman, and you as well, Deena, that's there. The man says, sorry, sir, and he kind of leans to his head of house. I just, I don't wish to put myself in a position where my trust is ever questioned, sir. I hope you'll understand. I am new in town, yes, but I've worked for other employers. Not to say that you are this way, but we're sometimes it's difficult for them to trust, and sometimes the servers are the first they look at when something goes wrong. I hope you'll understand. I'd like to pull my name, if I may. To which Roman agrees. Yes, very well, yes. So you may leave. The two of them head out. The two of you are in then. And he looks at the other woman and then at you, Deena.
Deena just stands there, barely meeting his eyes, not saying a word.
Very well. So, not much will be required of you, except promptly and expertly cleaning out some materials and tools that we'll be using. Bussing, food and drink. I truthfully don't know how much of this we'll get to in our meeting tonight, but I know we'll at least be serving food and drink. And, again, I expect you to keep the matters at hand in this meeting to yourself, as well as our guests' identities. For good. I do not mean for 1 week. I do not mean for 1 year. I mean for good. But you've earned some favor with me today as well. So please, see to your chores and you will both be summoned in about 2 hours' time. Yes? And Marie kind of looks back at you to see if you have any objections. Okay. Yes, my lord. And the gentleman in charge, the gentleman household. Yes, sir. Very well. Off with you then. And Marie promptly turns around, and so does everyone else, and heads out of the room. She shuts the door as the two of you are the last to leave the room, and says, "Oh dear, well, yes. So, I wasn't expecting you to be a part of this, but I guess you're just what he's looking for. He's very serious, mind you, dear. Please,
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay. Very well. Well, let's take a small respite, shall we? Maybe 15, 20 minutes, some tea, and prepare ourselves for the work this evening we'll call for. She guides you back to like a pantry off the kitchen and get some tea, and you spend a little time in the kitchen making that. A little more time goes by. Let me just ask, because we'll stick with Deena unless Valken and Demalagus and Thaxel think they'll be doing anything that will cross over, or if you all think you're gonna, how would you all like to spend your evening? The rest of you, as dinner time comes around.
That's an excellent question.
Yeah. I guess I would ask them, like, so we would probably be expecting Deena to be back at this point, or trying to have heard from her or something like that. So I guess I would ask, like, should I try sending Deena a message, see what she's up to?
I mean, I haven't heard from her all day, just to make sure she's okay, or she needs us. Maybe she needs backup.
Okay. Alright, so I'll cast message and say, hi, Deena. It's Falcon. We are wondering if you need any help or if you are good. You have 25 words. Hugs, kisses. JK.
You're sitting there sipping tea and you get this message in your head. You're like,
Spit off of her tea. Do I need to? I don't know. I'm personally not familiar with the spell. Do I need to speak my answer out loud, or can I just think it back?
You can just think it back. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first thing he hears is, ew. No kisses. Big meeting. Very important. Back for breakfast.
Okay.
What'd she say?
I'll tell them. She'll be back for breakfast, and there's some big important meeting. She didn't say she needed backup or anything. So,
Darn
and
it.
she's pretty clever, so I assume she'll be okay. And
I hope
we'll
so.
probably be able to figure out if she's dead pretty easily.
I think she can handle herself.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We should have a drinking contest.
How about we avoid drinking for now?
Just because y'all had one drunken night and had a stupid hangover the next day doesn't mean you can't party with me tonight. Demalagus, you want to come drinking with me? You know you want to.
How late is the Vault of Knowledge open?
You know what? It only closes for 1 hour between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Okay, then I wouldn't have left.
I'll
I have to
assist him
research
with.
some more stuff.
I'll assist him with searching. And
Actually,
give him
that would be
guys-
great
advantage.
because I think he can give me a bonus. That'd be awesome.
Mhm.
I can give you inspiration for finding things.
Nice.
Find the book, man. Find the book.
Y'all are no fun whatsoever. I am heading back to the tavern to have a drink with myself.
Good, good.
The most entertaining of everybody. I am the best company.
For three different 1 hour interval time spans, I can give you inspiration.
Nice.
You have to use the inspiration die within that.
Axel turns and walks off to go relax at the inn herself, keep herself company. So Thaxel, as you're walking home, you receive a reply to your message. I'm trying to recall the entirety of your message. You were basically just saying, like, you'll get there as
Hold
soon
on,
as you can.
hold on,
Uh.
hold on. Ready for this? Ready?
Uh.
I wrote it down.
Nice!
Come on. Okay. The news he sent was very well received. I can't believe you caught that sack of shit for me. I will make haste back to you as quickly as possible. How do I ever repay you?
Okay. So you receive the message in reply. Dearest Zaxel, it will be repayment enough to be by your side while we cut information out of said sack of shit. 23. I long for the day I see you again. Let's get to the bottom of your mystery together. I'll miss you.
My heart fluttered at the sound of we're going to cut this sack of shit together.
That's awesome.
As now I have a oh crap, what is that? Like a little something pip, what is it? Pip in my step or something, whatever that stupid saying is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
I have one of those. Pep.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, you got it. As I head to the tavern, I'm blushing.
Oh.
If Thaxel can blush, she probably can. It's fine.
We'll say she can. She's got the scale skin back here, but like the smooth up here a little bit in the front.
He wants to cut with me.
Oh. Awesome. He's
the couple that tortures together stays together.
Awesome. Just nice. Okay, let's see. So, quickly then, Demalagus, what is it you want to search for as you're here?
All right, we're going to change tack a little bit. Just shift gears. I've been looking into all this religious stuff, and I need a brain break. While that percolates in the back of my mind, I am going to do some research into local history because I want to find out about the Wizard Tower. And there's got to be something in writing about where it came from, what's going on with it.
Okay. I'll say there's probably like an hour or two time that after reading all you've read with the glasses is what helps you gather all that. Within an hour or two at a time, your head's pounding, and it does take maybe an hour or two for that to sort of gear down before you can use.
Yeah, we can eat dinner and stuff.
Oh, perfect. So.
Yeah.
They've got like essentially like a food court here for the first level.
Food court in the. What are they serving?
I'm not eating at
the D&D equivalent of Starbucks. It's like Barnes and Noble.
They've got chowder bowls and a lot of Renaissance food.
Do they come in? Do they taste like cardboard boxes?
Oh, I want to have bangers and mash. That's my favorite.
Perfect. Yep. Also on the menu.
Fish and chips.
Yes. Oh, definitely fish and chips here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome.
All right, Demalagus, go ahead and roll an investigation check with advantage if Falcon's assisting you.
Yeah.
For information on the Tower of Hidden Truth.
All right, here we go. Hey, all right. Ooh. Okay, that gives me a 25.
Holy crap.
You find, a boatload of references to the Tower of Hidden Truth. But within most of these references, they talk about a brief history. Essentially, here's what you find out. The wizards that resided there had their own library, separate from the Tower of Hidden Truth. They were part of the city and protectors of the city, but they kept to themselves, of course. They were widely regarded as almost nobility. It was a lot of prestige to be a member of this wizarding tower society. The reason they up and left or disappeared or whatever happened is unknown. But they don't give too much. Basically, it was very secretive, whatever was going on in the Wizard Tower. Their studies, their experiments, any of that, highly secretive. So there isn't too much information that reveals any details about the inner workings of the tower. It's just more of it was essentially a society of wizards, like the Friars Club of the wizarding world, and they did. I'm trying to think of where you are in relation to
It's
the
a
rest of
less
the
evil
world.
version of the group that made to Malik.
The Arcanine.
It really is. Yeah. Yep. And
It's a friendly Arcan guy.
they were there in the battle against that the lich that beset the city a decade ago or whatever it was, 11, 13 years ago. Yeah, they were well known throughout the continent too. I would probably say that this is their only, as far as you find here, this is their only known location. But again, as many references as you can find, doesn't give too much information aside from that, unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay, so you work into the late evening, early night with Valken with that. Axel, you're chilling back at the inn, and Deena, another hour and a half goes by or so. And once again, the bells ring. Ding, ding, ding. This time they're in like a sequence. 3 rings, and then a pause for a couple seconds, and 3 rings, a pause for a couple seconds, and that repeats for a good half a minute. And as it begins, Marie says, all right, dear. Well, that's our call. There's a private meeting chamber that it's the one I showed you on the upper floor. So again, that should help really settle in how important it is that we, just kind of
Yes.
Very well. And she guides you to the original part of the house and that upper floor where you're only allowed by invite from one of the Tibblebits, basically, one of the masters of the house. And as you enter, gosh, it's essentially like a conference room, but gorgeous. There's velvet curtains that hang from the ceiling down, covering these pillars that are just built into, like the half circle pillars built into the wall. Tapestries that are just painted on every corner of this long rectangular room. Serving tables all around the outer sides, on the long sides of the table. There's food, there's drink, and this really long wooden table. Like a 18-foot, almost like a farm table, except antique. Beautifully carved wooden legs underneath, and separate seats. It sits 6 on either side, 4 on either side rather, and 1 on either end. However, you see place settings for 4, 1 at either end of the table, and there's just a center chair on either side. The other chairs you see pulled off to a corner. And Marie says, yes, well, let's man our station along this side of the table. She's going to cover some of the etiquette. The other person will cover the other side, and these 2 chairs, we cover these 2 chairs, and anticipate their needs, and so on and so forth. Serve from the left, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
A lot of which of course, trying to show that image of,
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, she's picked this up along the way.
Nice. So Roman Tibblebits are, yes, well, everything looks in order, and closes the door behind him. The door is right in the center of one of the longer walls of this room. It opens right up into the middle, and he takes a position in one of the head seats at one end of the table. And yes, well, some wine, please. And you have his seat as one of yours. He holds his glass out to the left.
She's right, decanter one, walks right over very quickly, very smoothly, pours the wine.
Oh, yes. Very well. Very good. And he sits, takes a little drink in his little spit cup. Yes. Takes a sip, puts a goblet down. And there's maybe 5 minutes or so before a woman arrives, high elf, brunette hair, and this gorgeous, work of art that is his hairstyle for the night. Clearly, this was done for this meeting. Fine clothes, beautiful. It's like an almost evening gown level. Very sleek, not bushy and or anything like that. It's very sleek, very fine. She saunters over to a chair on the opposite side of the table, which is your second seat that you'll take care of. Marie leans in. Dear, that's She actually turns and faces the table like you're facing them. She turns to face the table so to keep her voice low. That's Rose Clary. She's a magistrate here, head magistrate. Definitely be on your best around her. She's very snippy, very exacting, and very entitled. She turns back towards the table.
Yeah, Deena moves swiftly to go pull out the woman's chair for her.
Yes, it gives like she's assessing you. Sits down as you push the chair and I will have cheese and crackers, please, to start, and some wine. Beth, whatever's the best tonight.
Inclines her head, goes and gets it, brings it right back.
Nice. Thank you. Sets that down. And she starts talking to Roman. Yes, Roman, well, I've been summoned. What is tonight's meeting about? And he kind of looks around. Well, I suppose we should wait for other guests to find out, yes? Very well. How's business? And she, they start talking back and forth about, fancy noble glass stuff. The door opens, and you see the person opening the door. As they do, you recognize the outfit they're wearing. One of the people that was with Franz Cooper back at the inn. You hear the clack of those heeled boots. Click, clack, click, and in walks Franz Cooper. That person shuts the door behind Franz as they walk through. Well, pleasure to see you two here tonight. And walks over to a chair that the other person is going to be serving. He sits across from Rose Clary. So the chair at the other end of the head of the table, or the other head of the table, is the only one that's left now. And Franz sits down, hasn't really looked over. He's engaging with the two members of nobility before him. Doesn't really care about.
Nobody looks at the servants.
Yeah.
Nobody looks at the servants.
Yeah, he's not paying attention yet. But it does give you a little bit of a jump, like
she's just kind of like, all right. And I mean, she's actually going to she's kind of pulled her hair a little bit forward.
Okay.
I mean, there's not a whole lot she can do to disguise her appearance at this point, but she's hoping between the clothes and the hair being worn differently, that he'd be less inclined to notice. And again, nobody looks at servants.
Right. And they start, conversing back and forth, more of these noble glass things. And Franz turns to Roman. Well, of course, we're all rather busy. Do we know why we've been summoned? And Roman says, well, your guess is as good as mine. I suppose we'll find out once he arrives, won't we? Which piques your interest a little bit. Maybe 25 seconds after that's said, the door swings open. And, oops. In walks this huge figure, probably standing around like 7'8", ducks under the door jamb. Walks in, really, really muscular, dragonborn. A slight belly almost, it looks like, but it's one of those like linebacker ones. It's all muscle, but it looks like a belly. Just stands up in the room and walks in. He has these dirty...
Thick.
Yeah, exactly. With like 7 C's. His dirtied green scales. It's like a deep forest green, but sort of splashed with a little bit of brown, basically. Walks over, doesn't even look at anyone. The other servant comes over to pull out his seat, and she rushes up to do that, and he smacks her, hits her with a backhand, and she falls down and picks herself up. Sorry. Little like eyes watering up from the strike, and walks back over to the serving tables. And he sits down, the chair groans under his weight. As you're watching this, you're taking in this visage, and you're seeing essentially the statue in the front of the city. Kramash Ulamar, the hero of the city. Well, I'm glad you all answered my summons. Kind of snooty looking around. I'm sure you're all wondering what I've called you for. You've all been doing fine work, so don't worry about any punishments. But I've got my hands on something rather interesting. I can use all your talents, powers, influence, to see we make some good money off of this. We'll all retire and we'll own this city and 7 others like it. You've all done fine work for me over the years. But this will make us rich. And he pulls a chain out from his shirt, and you see this glass beaker that has this aquamarine glowing water in it racing around like a torrent. Tucks it back in. Now, let's talk business. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Yes!
We're gonna go kill the douche.
Yes! No.
You don't
No,
kill the
no.
guy. She's one person and a place full of servants who might know magic.
No. Oh,
Not in
no.
front of people.
Oh, no. Deena's already got a plan. As soon as she saw that, she had a plan.
Is she gonna sleep with the
Yay.
dragon?
Yes.
Nope.
Aw.
No.
I can't
Well,
wait
she
to see-
might, but not for the thing.
Nice.
Let's be honest.
I mean,
Oh, what's this pretty necklace?
So who are the other people that showed up? There was the elf, the dragon, the dragonkin, and what was
and
the other one?
Franz Koopa,
Oh,
Mhm.
Franz.
our friend
Yeah.
Franz.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
The-
Yep. Rose
the other
Clary,
douche?
the head magistrate of the city of Roman Tibblebits, of course. He was summoned here at his own house to this meeting. Franz Cooper, and then Kramash Ulamar, the D-bag
Oh,
of
yeah.
the city.
Deena already has a plan for this.
Nice.
There's, yeah, you never risk yourself when there's somebody else to do it.
I love the all evil campaign. Sweet. All right.
Never risk yourself. I figure a little prayer to a little deity and it's done.
Excellent. Yes. All right. So we'll pick that up. On Christmas night.
Yay! Yay!
Yes.
And if you're not busy tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time, I will be on WebDM doing a Numenera one shot for raising money for suicide prevention.
Nice.
So we'll be on what Grant is Papa Grant is doing 40 games of charity games over the holidays.
Wow.
So if you're not doing anything tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, which is 11 p.m. Pacific, tune into WebDM for that. And then on the 23rd, I will be on Scraticus channel at, I think it's 10 a.m. Sunday.
Okay.
Doing another one shot. We're just doing for fun.
Yeah.
So because he's also doing a bunch of one shots over the holidays.
Woo! Awesome.
So if you're free, if you're looking to watch,
stop in and check her out.
Yeah.
Stop in and check it out.
Yeah, that's actually super relevant. I didn't personally know the guy, but my mom was told by one of her coworkers that a person that went to my high school, and I guess he still lived in the area, and committed suicide recently.
I'm sorry. I lost a very, very dear friend a month ago. So yeah.
I didn't know the guy at all, but it's still like, well, that's kind of.
It's still a shock. Yeah. It's still a shock.
Yeah,
it's just not.
He'd be like probably 23, I guess, because he was like 2 grades below me.
But so if you're free, and he will be doing. Grant is going to be doing these one shots throughout the holidays, actually. So you can check his Twitter. Or WebDM at WebDM and check with them for games and everything. So
that's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. We will. I'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and if Scraticus is already taking names, Pete looking for players for his they're doing Monster of the Week is their player audience player where you can sign up to play.
Okay, yeah.
Monster of the Week is the system that they're going to be using, the game that they're going to be doing. So
that sounds neat.
He's already taken names. So DM Scraticus if you want to get on and do a one shot playing Monster of the Week.
Nice.
Do it.
Yes, do it. I encourage everyone to go do it. It is so much fun.
Sounds like a blast.
It really is.
Awesome. Oh, well.
Anyways, happy holidays. We'll see you Christmas.
Yeah, we'll catch you then. Where hopefully Deena can have her dream that we have written up here. I wasn't sure if we'd get to it tonight. But next week, hopefully. All right, yeah. As Deena said, have a wonderful Christmas. Yeah, and we'll catch you all next Tuesday. We stream every Tuesday night here for Curious Lament, All Evil campaign, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. And then Friday we have Stormfall D&D campaign, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. So we'll see you all next week. Have a great night. Thank you, players. Thank you, chat.
Bye.
Bye.